Attack on Titan. Breaking down the truth behind the Titans and humanity's lies. Attack on Titan is a popular anime series that has captured the hearts of millions with its intense action, complex characters, and dark, thought-provoking themes. However, when you strip away the action-packed scenes and titanic battles, there's an underlying commentary on humanity, freedom, oppression, and power. But let's take it a step further and look at it from a perspective you might not have considered. Maybe we're not really rooting for the heroes after all. Maybe the Titans, who are treated as the ultimate antagonists, aren't as evil as they seem. In fact, we might just be looking at this entire series in the wrong way. 1. Humanity's fear of freedom and the lies of the walls. At the heart of Attack on Titan is a tale of people trapped within walls, confined in a small, walled-off world, afraid of what exists beyond. The humans within the walls live under constant fear of the Titans. But what if this is just a metaphor for how societies fear the unknown? The real question is, why do the elites keep humanity in such a state of ignorance and fear? The walls are a symbol of safety, but are they actually a form of control? The people of Paradise Island are conditioned to believe that the Titans are the greatest threat. But as the story unfolds, we realize that the real enemy isn't the Titans. It's the system that keeps them oppressed. 2. Eren Yeager. The hero or the villain? The true twist of Attack on Titan comes with Eren Yeager's transformation. At the start, Eren is the quintessential underdog, driven by a desire for freedom. But as the series progresses, he becomes more and more radical. He ultimately carries out actions that many would view as morally questionable, including the destruction of nations and the genocide of entire populations. But here's the kicker. Eren's actions may not be so much about personal power as they are about breaking the cycle of oppression. Is Eren really a villain? Or is he just a guy who's trying to break free from a system that has held him and everyone else down for so long? It's a brilliant, if unsettling, exploration of whether ends justify means, and whether the people we think of as heroes are truly as noble as they seem. 3. The Titans, victims of a broken system. Now, here's the really interesting part. What if the Titans themselves are actually victims, rather than monsters? For much of the series, the Titans are portrayed as mindless, terrifying creatures that exist to destroy humanity. However, as we uncover the truth about the Titans' origins, we realize that the Titans are not born from some divine evil, but are actually the product of a corrupted political system. The Titan curse is a result of a vicious cycle of power and exploitation. And those who become Titans are not inherently evil, they are simply victims of a cruel, oppressive system. When you really think about it, the Titans are a metaphor for marginalized groups in society, exploited and misunderstood by those in power. The true monsters in the story are the ruling elite who use the Titans as a scapegoat to maintain their control. 4. The role of power. Is freedom worth the cost? At its core, Attack on Titan is about the relationship between power and freedom. Eren's journey explores the idea that in order to achieve true freedom, something must be sacrificed. The idea of freedom in the series is constantly challenged. Are the Eldians truly free if they are perpetually under the threat of annihilation? Does anyone truly get to live freely in a world governed by fear and hatred? The more Eren pushes for freedom, the more violent and chaotic the world becomes. It's an uncomfortable, but necessary, reflection of the lengths people will go to attain personal freedom, even if it means taking away others' freedom in the process. It questions whether the price of freedom is too high when it involves oppression and destruction. 5. The truth behind the walls. A system of oppression. As the story progresses, the truth about the walls is revealed. It turns out the walls were not built to protect humanity from the Titans, but to hide the secrets of Paradise Island from the world. The walls are a prison, and the people inside are kept ignorant of the true history of their world. The leaders of Paradise Island, the royal family and their allies, are not concerned with protecting the people. Instead, they are more focused on maintaining the illusion that the walls are the only thing standing between humanity and extinction. This is an unsettling reality check for the viewers, who begin to realize that the saviors of Paradise Island have been lying to their people for generations. 6. The war between Marley and Paradise. Who are the real villains? On the other side of the wall, the Marleyans are portrayed as the antagonists, constantly at war with Paradise. They are depicted as cold, calculating, and ruthless. But as the series goes on, we see that they, too, are products of a system of oppression. The Marleyan government exploits the Eldians, treating them as second-class citizens and using their powers to wage war. Both Parody and Marley are locked in an eternal struggle, each side believing they are in the right, each side willing to sacrifice everything for survival. But when you really think about it, the true enemy isn't either of these factions. It's the endless cycle of hatred, fear, and control that keeps them at war. It's a disturbing, but ultimately accurate, critique of how societies are often driven to conflict by powers that are beyond their control. 7. A story of hope or despair. In the end, Attack on Titan challenges us to think about the nature of hope. Can hope exist in a world built on lies, fear, and oppression? Eren's ultimate fate seems to point toward the idea that true freedom may be an illusion, and that the cost of achieving freedom may be far greater than anyone anticipated. Ultimately, Attack on Titan is about questioning the world around us. It makes us ask, are we the heroes of our own story, or are we just pawns in a much larger game? Are we truly free, or are we just another piece in the cycle of violence and oppression that has plagued humanity for centuries? 8. Final thought. Is Eren just a reflection of us? If you look at Eren's journey, you can't help but see parallels to the way societies function today. The cycle of oppression, rebellion, and power is a never-ending loop that keeps people trapped in a system they cannot escape. Just like Eren, we are all driven by the desire for freedom, but sometimes, the very act of seeking freedom can lead to destruction. So here's the big question. Are we like Eren? Do we truly understand the consequences of our actions? Or are we just blindly fighting for something that may destroy us in the end? Attack on Titan is a mirror, reflecting the darkest parts of human nature. And while we may be rooting for the protagonists, perhaps the true story lies in the deeper, darker truths hidden beneath the surface. Conclusion. A story about humanity's flaws. Attack on Titan isn't just about giant monsters and battles. It's about questioning the very nature of humanity. The Titans, the walls, the military, the government, it's all a metaphor for the structures and systems that control our lives. It's about power, freedom, and the lies we tell ourselves to make sense of the world. So, the next time you watch the series, ask yourself, who are the real monsters?
you